Greetings, fellow acolytes of the Force, and welcome back to the channel, where we will bust some brains with shocking Star Wars facts that I can guarantee will blow your mind like the first Death Star. Watch us as we delve into the untold mysteries of the past. Observe as we study today the actions of the Ancient Sith Lords and the more modern Sith Lords. The Sith are well known for being a tyrannical band of dark side devotees that have plagued the galaxy for over 7,000 years, ever since the dawn of the First Great Schism, and the Jedi exiles were led to Korriban by a junta Pol. Many Sith Lords, such as the likes of Darth Vader, Darth Bane, Darth Malgus, and Darth Sidious, have risen to prominence in a variety of eras and empires, all carrying on the legacy of the Sith. But who among these ancient Sith Lords was the most formidable, encompassing the Sith skulls for ultimate power and the destruction of the Jedi Order? Beginning off, we have Darth Malgus, a ferocious Sith warrior. The human-born Malgus was born in the year 3700 BBY on the planet of Dromund Kaas. Raised by his zoologist stepfather, Malgus was trained on the academy on Dromund Kaas to be a purebred warrior of the Sith. Considered to be the greatest military tactician and general of his time, he commissioned many and led many missions, such as the sacking of Coruscant and the killing of Ven Zallo, arguably his most famous kill over his entire career. We see Malgus display his amazingness in lightsaber combat, being able to kill and effortlessly dominate masters, padawans, scholars, and counselors of the Jedi Order. Malgus was known for feeling no pain, such in the Battle of Alderaan, where he was forced to wear a respirator after a mountain and 2 buildings fell down upon him. Malgus was able to channel the dark side in order to numb the pain where he could feel it in no way, shape or form. He used the dark side in a way similar to Darth Sion. Darth Sion was another Sith that was almost incredibly powerful and almost made it on this list. Malgus was well known and praised by Palpatine and Vader for demolishing the Old Republic, but he's not number 1. Coming in at number 9, Marka Ragnos. Considered to be the first great Sith, the Sith half-breed Marka Ragnos was born from a Sith pureblood and one of the original exiles that came to Korriban after disbanding from the Jedi Order. Marka Ragnos was a powerhouse, with a high midichlorian count estimated to be in the range of 15 to 16,000 midichlorians per cell. Marka Ragnos was so in tune with the Force, he was able to have his scepter, which doubled up as a Sith sword, to be a conduit for his amassed dark side power, being able to channel his energy and the energies of those around him into destructive blasts that could eradicate entire buildings. Marka Ragnos was most famous for being able to live on after death, appearing at his funeral when Naga Sadow and Ludo Kresh challenged each other for the mantle of Dark Lord of the Sith. It is important to note that after Malgus was killed, which he died of old age, he was noted as being the first great Sith and brought the Sith into a reign of tyranny, which would end in the destruction of the Sith Empire under Sadow's leadership. Number 8, Darth Bane. Now, any top 10 list is incomplete without this guy. Most famous for founding the Rule of Two, Darth Bane has all the qualities a Sith should need. Being highly in tune with the Force, a midichlorian count to rival that of even Grandmaster Yoda, that I truly found shocking. Darth Bane was born during the reign of the Old Republic, and being born under the rule of Lord Khan and the Brotherhood of Darkness. The Brotherhood of Darkness was devoted to the study of the Sith, but had no Darths as not to encompass fighting within the Order. This would prove a major mishap, as Darth Bane wanted to prove himself ahead of everyone else in the Order. He eventually did so, by killing the entire Order by revealing their location to the Jedi. Bane had the ability to use the Force and lightsaber combat in such unorthodox ways. He was able to step out into a storm and block all the rain with his pure augmentation with the Force in lightsaber combat. However, Darth Bane, despite his prowess in lightsaber dueling and the Force, could not rival that we have later on the list. Number 7. Darth Caedus. Born after the Battle of Endor, the twin brother of Jaina Solo and the son of Han and Leia Solo, took no survivors. Darth Caedus was tortured mercilessly by the Yuzong Vong in the days leading up to the Yuzong Vong War, the most devastating war in galactic history. Darth Caedus was an adept prodigy in the dark side, being lured into its destructive web at a young age. He originally adopted the dark side teachings out of fear of another Sith Lord, Darth Caedus, a Sith Lord whose power even eclipsed his own. Darth Caedus was eventually killed by his sister Jaina Solo in a final attempt on the galaxy. Caedus, while being incredibly formidable, was noted by Luke Skywalker to not be as strong as Palpatine, but be above the level of Darth Vader. On screen now, you can see him dueling his sister Jaina Solo in a clash of purple and red blades. Is Caedus very powerful? Oh yeah, he is a beast. Number 6, Exar Kun. Exar Kun, known as the Sith Ari in some circles, was best known for being the founder of the double-bladed lightsaber, using it in a one-handed grip that allowed him to completely and utterly overwhelm all opponents in lightsaber combat, mastering this technique even more than Darth Maul, who would prove to be one of the greatest duelists in Sith history. Exar Kun was trained by the spirit of Frida Nad in the ways of the dark side, after rebelling against the Jedi Order for studying in deep dark Sith alchemy and magic. Exar Kun used the lightsaber in order to overwhelm his opponents, despite having a large attunement to the Force and being able to plague Luke's Jedi Order millennia after his life. He was powerful in the Force, with the midichlorian clan even eclipsing that of Yoda. However, despite this, Exar Kun was killed, but was considered in some circles to be the most powerful Sith of all time. But not here on the channel. Believe what you want, but Exar Kun is still a monster. A monster to rival the Rancor, in fact. Up next, we have Tuluk Hord, praised by Darth Traya to be the greatest lightsaber combatant of all time. Tuluk Hord took no survivors, breaking the sieges on his fortress multiple times by the Jedi Order, being able to kill thousands upon thousands of Jedi Masters, Padawans, and Knights effortlessly. His prowess in lightsaber combat was noted by Darth Traya, where she stated that if Mitra Surik was to face an old lord in the ways of lightsaber combat, she would be as children playing with toys compared to the prowess of the old masters. Tuluk Hord possessed a deep intertwined connection to Korriban and was able to use Sith alchemy and magic in order to enhance dark side illusions that could hurt and disfigure his opponents. Tuluk Hord was eventually and literally stabbed in the back by his own apprentice, because his own apprentice feared the might of his master, knowing that as long as he lived, he would never get the chance to shine. Tuluk Hord, even in death, was one of the most powerful Sith Lords to ever grace the Star Wars universe, and truly a frightening sight. Number 4, Darth Sidious. Unlimited power, the motto of the Sith in this Sith's eyes. Darth Sidious was the tyrannical Emperor Palpatine, whose skills as a Macedarian politician was so potent that he was able to overthrow the Jedi Order while masking his dark side persona. Apprenticed to Darth Plagueis, Emperor Sheev Palpatine, born on Naboo, was a powerhouse, with a midichlorian clown eclipsing that of Yoda's and possibly on par with that of Anakin Skywalker's. Sidious was adept in mainly the Force lightning ability. He was able to conjure deep storms of dark side energy that allowed his power to eclipse that of all the Dark Lords that reigned before him. Emperor Palpatine was so powerful in the Force in his final death in Legends continuity, it took the combined might of all the deceased Jedi, including the Force ghosts like Yoda, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and even that of Grandmaster Yoda, and many other Jedi, all of the deceased Jedi. Can you believe that? Palpatine was finally banished to the Void of Chaos, but cannot match up to Darth Caedus, the Tusken, the Bounty Hunter, the Jedi, and finally the Dark Lord of the Sith. Born in 44 BBY, 44 years before the destruction of the first Death Star, Darth Caedus was experimented on by the Yuzong Vong after devoting himself to the dark side. Walking many paths of the dark side and many ways in the Force, he was a Jedi, a bounty hunter, taking on the likes of Aurra Sing, and pledging himself afterwards to be the deadliest Sith in history. After he was betrayed by Darth Warlock, he was revived on Korriban, healing himself with the Yuzong Vong implants. Darth Caedus is widely considered to be one of the most powerful Sith, and while considered lesser to Palpatine in some respects, after overviewing his feats, Caedus is a powerhouse. He was eventually killed by Cade Skywalker under his rule, the rule of one Sith on Coruscant, where he died a final death and was thrown into the sun so that way he could never, ever return. As if he did, no one in the galaxy would stand a chance. But who claims the next spot? Number 2, Lord Vitiate. Known by many names, known as Tenebrae, Valkorion, and Lord Vitiate. Vitiate was a prodigy in the dark side, snapping his adoptive stepfather's neck at the age of 6, being able to essence transfer greater than any other being in history by the time he was a century old, draining the entire life from a planet of Nethema he ruled, formerly known as Medrias, consuming the life force of 8,000 Sith Lords, which made him immortal. Well, near immortal. Similar to Palpatine, Vitiate, Valkorion, whatever you want to call him, was eventually condemned to the essence of chaos, the hell of the Star Wars world, in order so he could never play the Star Wars world again. He was so powerful, he was able to effortlessly ragdoll both the renowned Jedi Revan and Malak with the Force, telekinetically stripping them of their free will and planting the seeds of the dark side within him. Ruling for over 1,400 years, the Sith Emperor amassed 3 empires. One in the mind of Satil Shan, one the Eternal Empire, and finally the Sith Empire. But he pales in comparison to Darth Nihilus, the Lord of Hunger, a walking wound in the Force. Nihilus had the ability to drain the essence from entire planets, being able to use his mastery under the tutelage of Darth Traya and his adeptness in the Force plague ability, and mainly Force drain, to suck the essence out of entire planets. Be not the best in lightsaber combat, but he was able to. But his remarkable Force feats made up for this tenfold. Nihilus had a midichlorian count speculated to be higher than any other, being able to strip entire planets of their life and Force attunement. Darth Nihilus was, in many respects, the most powerful Sith to ever live, battling Revan and beating him. He was more powerful than Vitiate, had a stronger Force hunger, and was able to consume entire planets. But, is he the most powerful Sith? I'll leave that up to you to decide. In my opinion, there is none that eclipse the power of Darth Nihilus. But what do you think, acolytes? So long, and I'll see you in the galaxy far, far away.